Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel, The Creative Agile IT. So with today's video, which is on Scrum Master interview, 5 questions to ask with keys. I'm starting a new series which I have named as IT Interviews, the High Five series. And the idea about this particular series is that we will cover IT roles, specific interview scenarios, and the most important 5 questions that can be asked and also we can use in our preparation. So this video or the series is going to help both the interviewee as well as the interviewer. So sometimes, if I am an agile coach or I'm a manager and I'm going to interview Scrum Master for my organization, I also have to prepare. I also have to come up with a list of interviews that can cover the skills or in depth of the person. So that's the purpose of this series, to help both the participant as well as the interviewer. So we will start with the agile specific roles like Scrum Masters, Product Owner, Agile Coach, and then we will try to cover the other role specific interview series. So the very first question that we can ask in a Scrum Master interview is, how will you introduce or implement Agile Scrum framework in a new team? So the key here is transformation, because we want to understand whether the person who has applied for a Scrum Master, whether he has really worked in a new team and introduced the Scrum or Agile way of working, and what has been his approach or what has been his experience, the sort of challenges. So there can be sub questions as well that can be emerged as part of answering this question. So this is very important, because normally we do not bring the Scrum Master with an established team or a mature team. We want a Scrum Master to kind of transform or bring in the Agile Scrum or Agile way of working with a new team, and we want to understand the kind of approach he or she will take. And the second question will be, which Scrum ceremony is most important for you as a Scrum Master? So the key here is the understanding of the Scrum as a framework and the Agile values. So this could be a very catchy question, because sometimes if we respond, okay, this ceremony is important for me as a Scrum Master, so obviously I think the next question could be, why other ceremonies are not that much important. So I think this is could be a catch here, that how the Scrum Master responds based on his experience, like, or maybe there could be a sub questions as well. Let's say that one of the Scrum Master says, sprint planning is kind of like very important for him and for the team. And then we can also try to understand then how about like the sprint review and others, the ceremonies, and how those ceremonies are kind of like relevant. Question that can be asked is, what basic set of metrics you would like your team to work with? So here we want to understand whether the person has really taken his team, or if they are using any agile tool, the kind of data that is getting generated, the kind of metrics they are relying on. So basically we want to understand the agile metrics. Typically some of the people, they will respond with the burn downs, but I mean, if there are any other metrics that they are finding it useful. And also we can understand whether the person has really worked as a Scrum Master. People who are from the project management background, they may come with a different set of metrics, right? They may not be familiar. So this could be a very good question, like, if you are a Scrum Master, like what metrics you are relying for your team when it comes to the agile way of working. The question is, if your team is resisting to a Scrum process, what will be your approach as a Scrum Master? So in case if you are facing any challenges in terms of the Agile or Scrum implementation, the Agile way of working, the Scrum framework implementation, what kind of uh, solution will you approach to as a Scrum Master, or what will be your stance in those scenarios? So here key is, why we are doing challenges and how to overcome the challenges. I mean, why we are doing agile and how to overcome the challenges that we face in the agile transformation. So this can also be very specific to scenario based question as well, based on the response from the Scrum Master, like what has been his experience when he has approached a Scrum transformation. And it will also show whether the person has really worked with the new teams, because I think working with the new teams will bring up a lot of problems, and then how the Scrum Master has responded to those set of problems. So the fifth and last question is how can you make your team self-organized or self-managed? And the key here is team coaching as well as team autonomy. So through this question, we want to understand whether the Scrum Master in his or her role has also worked towards making his team more self-organized or self-managed, right? I mean, there are some teams who are dependent on Scrum Masters to a lot of extent in case of everything related to the process, in case of everything related to the agile tool. So what kind of approach Scrum Master has taken so that team, they're more collaborative, they are more self-organized, self-managed, they are taking care of their stuff, they are not looking at their own tasks, but they are also looking at the team level commitment. So as we all know, Scrum Master is a servant leader position, right? So in a way, Scrum Master is serving the team, and then what are the different steps he has taken for making his team more self-organized or self-managed. So this will be the idea about this particular question. All about this particular video. I hope you guys liked it, and like I said, the purpose of this video was to kind of like help both the interviewer as well as the interviewee, so that both of them, they can prepare based on these scenario based 5 questions. And again, if you are new to my channel, kindly share and subscribe. That will definitely help me and motivate me. Thank you. Thanks for your time.